YouTube, man, what the hell going on? It's your boy Race here, and today we can react to a video by Tap Out Corner, 20 minutes of insane but real WWE backstage stories. Um, I'm just gonna hop on straight into this one. Hope y'all having a good day, blessed day. You know, all that good old fashioned shit into your life, baby.
WWE because he couldn't afford to work for them. While
Oh
big name
shit,
wrestlers can make a lot of money, less popular wrestlers don't make nearly as much. Additionally,
that's
wrestlers
true.
have to pay for the majority of their travel expenses,
That's
like
crazy.
the hotel they stay at, the rental car they use, the food they eat, and more. This can get really expensive, and a wrestler named Super Crazy quit WWE because of it. Crazy lived in Mexico and was only getting paid $500 for each show he was on. Because of all the expenses and the amount he was earning, Super Crazy realized he couldn't afford to keep doing this and quit WWE.
Damn.
CM Punk tried to ban his own mother from attending WWE shows. In 2013, Punk revealed he had given his mom over $100,000, but she threatened him once Punk stopped sending her money. One of the threats was to release potentially embarrassing information about her son, which CM Punk thought had to do with him getting arrested while in school. Punk filed a restraining order against his mom, which was granted.
What? Why in school? Talking about like what school? What school we talking about? What the fuck? I ain't know that one. That's crazy. Why he was in school. And that supposed to been embarrassing. I would say release that shit. Shit.
He also asked the court to ban her from WWE shows, but it wasn't revealed if the judge granted that request.
That's crazy.
Andre the Giant was once arrested. In 1989, Andre was wrestling a match against the Ultimate Warrior in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. A local cameraman was there to film the show, but Andre told him not to record his match. The cameraman didn't, but for some reason, Andre thought he did. The Giant slapped the man and destroyed the camera. A police officer who was overseeing the event saw this and told Andre he was being arrested. Andre said no, so the officer explained it wasn't a big problem and Andre would be released after posting bail. The Giant complied, but he refused to be handcuffed. The officer obliged, and after booking the eighth wonder of the world,
Bro, that is crazy. You can't even put that man in handcuffs. His hands so fucking big, proud. They probably scared of that man. That man was fucking what, 7'4", 7'5", some crazy shit.
Andre was freed. The Giant ended up being fined $100 for criminal mischief and had to pay $233 for the camera he broke. A WWE fan learned the hard way not to ask Brock Lesnar for a picture. The morning before a WWE show, Lesnar was having breakfast at a hotel when a fan approached Brock and said he would pay for Brock's meal and for Brock's security guard. Lesnar thanked the fan and ordered over $100 in food. After Lesnar finished, the fan asked if he could get a picture, and Brock's security said, "We appreciate the gesture, but we're not going to be doing anything today." Daniel Bryan stood up for himself and almost got in trouble. Shortly after he made his WWE debut in 2010, Daniel Bryan was waiting at an airport for his flight. Ezekiel Jackson, another WWE wrestler who had been there longer than Bryan, told Daniel he was taking Daniel's seat on the plane because it was nicer than his. Normally, newcomers to WWE are supposed to give up their seats to veteran talent, but Daniel Bryan didn't. Bryan said he would have gladly given up his seat to Ezekiel Jackson, but since Jackson asked so rudely, Daniel wasn't going to. William Regal, a wrestling legend who was sitting nearby, stood up for Daniel Bryan and said to Ezekiel, "Do you even know who you're talking to? This man is like a son to me and has more talent in his little finger than you have in your entire body."
Damn.
Jackson walked away, and Daniel Bryan still ended up giving his seat to someone else. In 1998, an 11-year-old kid asked Stone Cold Steve Austin what he thought of Goldberg. Here's what Austin said.
What do you think of Bill Goldberg?
I think he's just fine at what he does, but you know, he's done a pretty good job of copying me, but he doesn't talk very much. But I have nothing personal against him. He's got to make it up too.
One WWE wrestler made The
That's
Undertaker
not
so
bad.
angry that Taker was ready to fight him for real. The wrestler Mabel, also known as Viscera, was infamous for accidentally injuring his opponents. He even broke The Undertaker's orbital bone in 1995.
Didn't know that.
However, during the 1996 Royal Rumble match, Mabel hurt yet another wrestler. Undertaker became livid backstage and started taping his fists. Luckily, the dead man didn't resort to violence, but Mabel was fired shortly after this incident.
Damn, that's why he was
Seth
fired.
Rollins once got
Man, I ain't know. I kind of knew Viscera, but it was like, you know, on and off. I think I was too young back then. So Daniel Bryan, goddamn, well, that some of these ain't too big, like too crazy. Not like I thought they was gonna be.
In trouble for using an ice pack. Shortly after Rollins began wrestling on WWE's main roster, he had just finished a match and put an ice pack on his neck after he got backstage. John Cena saw this and asked Rollins how many matches Seth had wrestled on the main roster, to which Rollins said 3. The reason Cena asked this is because new WWE wrestlers aren't supposed to use ice packs. Likewise, Summer Rae also got called out by Randy Orton for icing her foot when she was new.
What the hell you do?
Newcomers aren't supposed to use ice packs is that it's believed they shouldn't need them after only wrestling in WWE for a short while. In 1995, Owen Hart...
That's crazy. Why would you need an ice pack? You gonna hurt, right? They just want them to hurt? Okay, I don't get it. Is it like a stigma or something behind that? If I'm in pain, goddamn, I'm gonna use what the hell I want to use. What was the doctor told him to get a fucking ice pack? See, you see why they be hurting and shit all day? They probably needed the ice pack. The
legendary prank on Vince McMahon. At the In Your House 5 pay-per-view, Triple H fought Henry Godwinn in a hog pen match with real pigs. Before the show, the pigs were being dropped off at the arena. The person delivering the pigs was wondering where they needed to go. Owen Hart overheard this and had them put the pigs in Vince McMahon's office. When McMahon opened the door, one of the pigs came running out, and Vince instantly knew he'd been pranked by Owen. Mark Henry once attacked a WWE crew member for looking at a female wrestler. AJ Lee was stretching backstage and was being stared at by a local
not being
WWE
stared,
crew member.
okay.
Mark Henry saw what the man was doing and lifted him up and pinned him against the wall. It's unknown what Henry did to the crew member,
Damn.
but AJ Lee became ecstatic over what Mark did for her. Randy Orton almost killed...
I mean, now how he was looking probably, he probably look a little too hard. You look, bam, keep going. He probably just staring there looking. Shit kind of weird now. Shit kind of weird. You got Mark Henry on your ass. I don't know if you want Mark Henry on your ass now. I don't know if you want that big motherfucker on your ass now. But yeah, he did the right thing. He did the right thing. Shit, Randy, what the hell, Randy?
In 2006, Randy Orton woke up in a hospital and wasn't sure why he was there. As it turned out, the Viper had overdosed on sleeping medication and passed out. Randy's wife at the time found him and saw that Orton wasn't breathing. Randy Orton was then rushed to the hospital where doctors saved his life.
I didn't know that.
Before becoming a wrestling legend, Booker T was a criminal. By age 13, Booker had lost both of his parents.
Damn.
He started working at a Wendy's restaurant to support himself and his siblings. Money was still an issue for Booker T, so he decided to rob the Wendy's that he worked at. He got away with it and ended up committing over 20 armed robberies at different Wendy's locations. Booker and his accomplices wore their Wendy's uniforms during the robberies, so police eventually figured out that it was someone who worked at the restaurant who was committing the robberies. Booker was arrested at the age of 22 and spent a little over a year and a half in prison.
Damn, Booker.
As he was leaving the prison, a police officer looked at Booker T and said, "I'll see you when you get back." Not only did Booker never go back to prison, but he also became a multi-time world champion and eventually a WWE Hall of Famer.
Yo, that is crazy. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. I didn't know Booker T was on the run like that.
Michaels was paid $750,000 a year for 4 years to do basically nothing.
Yeah, damn, I remember that.
Rumble, Shawn Michaels injured his back and soon had to retire from wrestling. While he would make appearances on TV from time to time, Michaels was not used often in WWE.
And he still got paid is crazy.
Jim Ross revealed that despite not doing much, WWE still paid HBK $750,000 a year.
We paid Shawn $750,000 a year for about 4 years. To do nothing.
Part of the reason was that Vince McMahon valued Shawn Michaels so highly. The other reason was to prevent Shawn from joining WWE's competitor, WCW. This ended up paying off for McMahon.
That shit is crazy. Paying a nigga $750,000. Just, well, hey, money talks. Money talks. Money talks. That's all I gotta say. You pay a nigga $750,000, he ain't going nowhere. You pay a nigga, that's one thing I never understood about businesses. Why you just don't pay people right? They won't go nowhere. You'll have longer goddamn employees. Like, shit, him paying niggas like that? Man, Shawn Michaels probably was, shit. I bet them 4 years was a breeze.
Because, in 2002, Shawn Michaels returned to the ring. Shawn wrestled for another 8 years and had some of the greatest WWE matches of all time. Did you know, before joining WWE, Alundra Blaze, or Medusa, was homeless and living on the streets. She also owed the IRS $80,000. However, Vince McMahon got in touch with Alundra and offered her a WWE contract. McMahon also asked her if there was anything else he could do for her. The future WWE Hall of Famer mentioned her debt, and the next day, Vince McMahon sent her a check for $80,000.
Damn.
The sad part is, about 2 years later, Alundra Blaze would join WWE's competitor, WCW,
Now that's-
and drop the Women's Championship in the trash on live TV.
Oh, that's who that was.
Charlotte-
Now that's fucked up. A nigga pay your debt. See, they talk about all the bad shit he doing. He just paid a nigga $80,000 in debt, and you join. Oh, see that? See, trust. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. She got the big head when she got out the $80,000 in debt. That's fucked up.
Charlotte Flair's ex-husband sued her and her father, Ric Flair. Charlotte was married to a man named Ricky Johnson from 2010 to 2013. In 2017, Charlotte and Ric Flair released an autobiography called Second Nature. Charlotte revealed that she left Ricky Johnson because he allegedly abused her. Johnson
Damn.
then filed a lawsuit against his ex-wife and her dad, saying that the allegations made in the book weren't true. The legal battle ended with both parties settling out of court for an undisclosed amount of money. This is why John Cena is
That's why Ric Flair still want to wrestle. He getting sued, alimony, all type of shit. Damn. Damn. That's crazy. It's hard being famous. I just know it's hard being famous. Like, God damn, you get sued for any and everything you goddamn say. 9 times out of 10, they gonna win half of the time.
650 wishes for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It's easy to say that Cena did all that just to make himself look good, but that's not true at all. John Cena did not want to publicly share the wishes he was granting, and for a while, he didn't. Cena only agreed to after Vince McMahon told him that letting people know about the work Cena was doing would make them more inclined to get involved and support Make-A-Wish. A WWE wrestler
That's
was
true.
going to kill Paul Heyman on live TV. Tommy Dreamer was the heart and
I was
soul
gonna
of
say ECW
but
days,
during his
bro.
time with the company, he turned down much better contracts with WWE. This is due in part to the owner of ECW, Paul Heyman, persuading Tommy to stay. When ECW went out of business in 2001, Dreamer was left without a job and forced to live with his parents. Dreamer also learned
Damn,
that
that's
Heyman had
fucked
secretly
up.
been getting paid by WWE for years. Even worse, Tommy was told he was going to make his WWE debut at WrestleMania 17,
Man, didn't.
but plans fell through. This put Dreamer in a very dark place, and he got a hold of a gun. His plan was to go to WrestleMania 17, jump the barricade, shoot Paul Heyman, who was doing commentary, and then turn the gun on himself. As he was contemplating all this,
Damn,
Tommy
what the
Dreamer got a
fuck?
call from a number he didn't recognize. He let it go to voicemail, and the recording said, "Hey Tommy, it's Jim Ross. Just want to let you know we are still thinking about you. We are going to get it done. Just gotta hang tight. Thank you." This is all Dreamer needed to turn everything around.
That's crazy.
A WWE wrestler
Who he told that to? That is crazy. Hey, shit works, and hey, shit works sometime in different ways than you know it. That why I be saying keep going. I know I've been inconsistent like I ain't gonna say like a motherfucker, but it's been some day, you know. God damn, it's like this shit's hard enough. I seen what they was like. I seen what it was like. Somebody said YouTube or streamers' jobs are harder than working, 9 to 5s. I'm not gonna say that's true because I did both. You know what? I'm not gonna go off subject. But Tommy Dreamer, it's good Jim Ross called him. I'm going off subject. I be just fucking rambling sometimes. Who gives a
once
fuck?
went to jail for doing something pretty disgusting to a flight attendant. In 1997, William Regal was flying from Tokyo to Detroit. While on the plane, the English wrestling star took some pills and went to the bathroom. He didn't close the door all the way, so a female flight attendant came over. William Regal was already doing his business, so when he turned around to face her, he started peeing on the woman. The flight made a stop in Anchorage, Alaska, and William Regal was thrown in jail.
Damn.
A teenager once sued The Rock, Triple H, and WWE. In 2011, an 18-year-old named Ralph Basham from Kentucky filed a lawsuit claiming he was injured while attending a WWE show in 2000. During the event, The Rock and Triple H were having a match and at one point started fighting amongst the crowd. According to the lawsuit, a woman got knocked over and landed on Basham, injuring his right knee. The teenager said the injury didn't allow him to compete in sports and affected his childhood. Since WWE refused to cover any expenses, this led to the 18-year-old suing the company as well as The Rock and Triple H. The lawsuit went on for nearly 4 years until the teenager agreed to dismiss the case. While it's unknown, it's likely WWE and or Triple H and The Rock gave the teen some money in order to get him to let it go. Bobby Lashley got fired from WWE for
I don't know how true that is, but what lady fell on his leg that fucked him up? She fucked him up. Why he ain't sue her? Shit. That nigga said he had childhood trauma and shit because of foul. Hey, you never know. You never know. That's all I'm saying. You never know. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. Who the fuck say he didn't?
complaining about
I bet
money.
he got bread.
In
That shit
February
probably gone.
2008, Bobby Lashley was released from WWE while recovering from an injury. According to former WWE wrestler The Sandman, the reason WWE fired Lashley was because he complained about how much he was paid for his WrestleMania 23 match. Sandman said that the Almighty was given $500,000 for his Battle of the Billionaires match with Umaga. Apparently, Lashley felt he deserved more, which
$500,000?
angered McMahon, ultimately leading to Bobby's release less than a year later.
He got $500,000. He complaining, boy. What? Nah, they don't know. I think I did see the Undertaker say, you don't ask other wrestlers how much they made. But I need to see. Damn, that's crazy.
Wrestler once died and still wrestled the same day. While driving to a show in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, WWE and ECW wrestler The Sandman
He was drunk?
overdosed on an opioid called Nubang, which killed him. The wrestlers that he was driving with pretended not to know him and dropped Sandman off at a nearby hospital. The medical staff shot adrenaline into Sandman's heart, which thankfully brought him back to life. The Sandman still made the show and wrestled as if he hadn't died earlier that day.
That's crazy.
Santino Marella.
That man died and came back to life and wrestled. That's why Sandman a badass. Sandman a badass. He probably still had a beard and everything with it.
Almost went broke trying to become a WWE wrestler. In 2005, Santino moved
he was
to
already
Ontario,
wrestling.
Canada, and began training at WWE's development system, Ohio Valley Wrestling. Morelli was a student, so he wasn't being paid, and since he wasn't a U.S. citizen, he couldn't work either. Santino used all of his savings to survive, and even had to borrow $400 from his mom at one point. However, right when his bank account hit zero, WWE gave Morelli a call and signed him to a contract.
That's what's up.
You won't believe
And
what
then
this
he
guy
won a
told
title.
Undertaker. Before the Dead Man made his WWE debut, he wrestled for a different company called WCW. Undertaker was in a meeting with an executive to renegotiate
That's Paul
his
Heyman.
contract. The executive told Taker, "Mark, you're a great athlete.
Nobody
but
wants to
no
see
one
you
is ever
pay
gonna
you
pay
wrestle."
money to see
Yep.
you wrestle." Soon after being told this, Undertaker left WCW and joined WWE, where he main evented 5 WrestleManias and became one of the company's most popular wrestlers. WWE actually encouraged a wrestler to physically hurt another competitor. In 2005, Chris Masters made his WWE debut. Backstage, WWE officials were pressuring Masters, telling him his career would be over if he messed up his first appearance. They told Chris to hit his opponent, Stevie Richards, hard.
I remember
even saying,
Steve.
"Don't worry, it's only Stevie." Chris Masters did what he was told, and unsurprisingly, he broke Stevie Richards' nose.
Oh, they could bruise him.
Damn.
Masters was in tears after the match. However, Stevie Richards comforted Chris Masters and told him it was all okay. Andre the Giant was a
That's what's up, man. He had a heart, cause that's messed up. I used to like Chris Masters. I used to like the Master Lock Challenge. Oh man, we used to do that shit. Goddamn, back in the day, that shit used to be lit. But I always liked Chris Masters. I ain't never understood why, his career went the way it went.
legendary drinker. The man famously drank 119 12-ounce bottles of beer over the course of 6 hours. One time, Andre the Giant was at a hotel and got so drunk that he fell asleep in the lobby. Nobody could wake him up, and he was so big that it was impossible to move him. The hotel staff ended up leaving Andre on the floor, and the Giant slept the entire night in the hotel lobby. Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins bring their 1-year-old daughter with them everywhere they go, including WWE shows. Becky revealed in an interview that during an episode of Monday Night Raw, she opened the show, then went backstage, put her daughter to bed, and then went and did guest commentary. Lynch also said that while it's tough traveling with a baby, it makes everything more rewarding and fulfilling.
That's what's up,
WWE
man.
Hall of Famer Sting nearly died in 1997. On Monday Night Nitro, Sting rappelled from the rafters for the very first time. Moments before that happened, Sting was told to step over the railing and be prepared to jump down. Just then, the stunt crew realized that Sting's gear was on backward and they had to fix the rope while Sting was standing on the edge. The icon revealed in an interview that had he jumped, he would have fallen to his death.
That's some crazy shit to know.
In 2011, Mark Henry was told to go out to the ring and wrestle a match against Sin Cara. However, Sin Cara never came out, and the entire thing was a prank pulled on Mark Henry. Henry felt disrespected and became so mad that he was going to quit WWE. Vince McMahon later apologized, but thought that the anger Mark Henry experienced would make for a great character. This then created the Hall of Pain.
I was just gonna say that's what
eventually led to Henry becoming World Heavyweight
I
Champion.
think that's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't know that. They pranked that man, had that man pissed. That's what they wanted. They probably, oh, the Hall of Fame was great. And the speech, the Hall of Fame speech, oh yeah, some of Mark Henry best work right there. I'm glad they did that. I'm glad they
Batista
did that.
broke a WWE rule and had to pay over $100,000. In 2008, WWE made the controversial decision to go from TV-14 to PG. Some fans weren't happy about this, and even some wrestlers felt it was the wrong decision. One of the reasons was that wrestlers were no longer allowed to bleed. Batista didn't like it and decided to bleed during a match against Chris Jericho. The Animal knew there'd be consequences, but he didn't realize how bad it was going to be.
$100,000?
Batista was fined $100,000, while Chris Jericho, the referee, and the producer for the match were each fined $5,000. Batista nobly covered the 3 fines on top of his own, forcing him to pay $115,000.
Damn. Well, at least he paid them all.
Big Show once pooped himself while wrestling a match. During a WWE show in South Africa, the world's largest athlete was having a match with Brock Lesnar. Big Show had eaten some bad food before the match, which led to something unfortunate happening.
That nigga
Lesnar
shitted
gave
himself.
Big Show the F5 that then caused Big Show to have a messy accident.
That nigga
Brock
shitted.
thought it was hilarious, but Big Show didn't find it as humorous.
Because he
Bill
shitted himself.
Goldberg did not want to be called Goldberg. When he was trained to become a wrestler, Bill had to come up with a ring name. He ended up deciding to call himself the Hybrid. However, WCW, the company he was wrestling for, said he couldn't use it because they wouldn't be able to sell merchandise. Goldberg said he would never be popular enough to sell anything.
Crazy.
WCW disagreed and decided to use Bill Goldberg's surname, which he's continued to be called ever since.
Crazy.
Scott Hall was a genius for what he put in his contract. Hall's agent revealed that when the bad guy went to WCW, there was a special condition in his contract that made Scott millions of dollars. The deal was that if WCW signed anyone and they were getting paid more money than Scott Hall, then WCW would have to increase Hall's salary to match it. Because of this, Scott Hall earned over $4 million on his WCW contract.
These
Big
niggas.
Show and the Great Khali once got into a real fight backstage. The two giants had issues with each other for a while, but things got heated during a match in Puerto Rico. During the show, Khali gave his opponent a huge chop across the chest, which was Big Show's signature move. After the match, Big Show confronted Khali backstage.
Khali
about
can't
using his
even
move.
fucking
They got
talk.
into an argument, leading to Big Show punching Khali in the face. The Indian native fought back, and soon a real fight between the WWE wrestlers broke out. In the chaos, Big Show tripped over a chair and fell to the ground. Khali stood on top of him, and the fight came to an end. Big
Damn.
Show was later forced to apologize for throwing the first punch, which the Great Khali accepted.
Bro,
See,
just imagine these two big motherfuckers fight. Who the fuck stopping that? Who stopped that? Who's stopping that? The Undertaker? That's about it. Kane? Like, who's stopping that? You just gotta let them go at it. Hey, you get hit one of these motherfuckers, hey, your ass gonna be out. The Big Show falling. Shit, Gary Khali got over him. Hey, he told that probably chill out. It's over with now. I'm on your ass, playboy. I'm on your ass.
Punk and Booker T had real beef with each other backstage, and it was hilarious. While in the locker room with the other wrestlers, CM Punk got up and said, "As the locker room leader, I'm telling all you guys to pick up your trash." While some of the wrestlers saw Punk as the leader, Booker T did not. To show that, Booker literally threw his trash on the floor right after CM Punk made his command. A WWE
and CM Punk
commentator
probably
once beat a
said, "You know
wrestler
what?
in a
Don't
real
worry about
fight." In 2008, WWE was doing its yearly tribute to the troops show in Iraq. JBL had been hazing and pulling pranks on his coworkers, which included dumping ice on ring announcer Lillian Garcia while she was asleep. Another recipient of JBL's bullying was commentator Joey Styles. Styles, though, didn't take it and ended up punching the former WWE champion in the face. Joey's strike ended up giving JBL a black eye, which could faintly be seen on TV a few days after
Damn.
the incident. According to those who were there, JBL was a lot quieter after being punched.
Hey,
Why did Triple H
you never know what's going. What they said? What Mike Tyson said? When you get punched in the mouth, shit changed or some shit like that. Yeah, you punch his ass in the face. You're like, all right, god damn, let me chill out. I used to hear about JBL bullying, but Joey Styles, the last motherfucker I would think, goddamn, to punch him. That's the last
change
person
his
I would
attire
thought.
and start wearing biker shorts? In 2003, at a non-televised WWE event in San Jose, California, Triple
Never
H wrestled
seen
his
Triple
first
H
ever
in
match
fucking biker
against
shorts.
Goldberg. During the fight, Triple H got injured and tore his groin. To help him walk, the game had to start wearing biker shorts. However, the shorts were so tight that multiple people had to help Triple H get into them. This is why
That's
The Miz
wild.
deserves way more respect.
I love
After
The Miz.
WrestleMania 28, WWE hosted an after party for the wrestlers
I love
and
The
WWE
Miz.
employees. However, the WWE writers were not allowed to attend. When The Miz found out about this, he decided not to attend the party and instead bought dinner for all of the writers.
W
When Sin
Miz.
Cara came to WWE, he was really excited to meet Kurt Hawkins, but it's not for the reason you're thinking. Kurt was surprised by this, considering he had only been in WWE for a few years and hadn't wrestled in many big matches. After talking with his coworkers, Kurt found out that the reason Sin Cara was excited to meet him was because Sin Cara thought Kurt Hawkins was Edge. John Cena once refused to lose the WWE
listen.
Championship to a young...
Can I see that Edge? Because he thought maybe a little, just a little, not much, but you can't get them two mixed up. You just can't. It's impossible.
wrestler. In 2010, Jack Swagger won the Money in the Bank contract at WrestleMania. The next night on Raw, Swagger attacked and was ready to cash in on the WWE champion. However, Cena recovered before the All-American American could use his Money in the Bank contract. Jack Swagger shared years later that backstage, John Cena refused to lose to him. This led to Swagger instead cashing his briefcase on SmackDown and defeating Chris Jericho to become the World Heavyweight Champion. A few days after that, Cena said this to Jack Swagger:
"You're not championship material."
Damn.
This is likely how John Cena legitimately felt about Swagger. Did
John
you
Cena
know,
always
before they
doing
were
that
signed
shit,
by
though.
WWE, Jeff and Matt Hardy would be paid $150 per match. However, the Italian Stallion, the man who trained Jeff and Matt, took $100 as a booking fee. This left the Hardys with only $50 after every match. On top of that, Jeff and Matt also had to pay for their own travel expenses. There was also
So
an
they
incident where
losing
the
money.
Italian Stallion abandoned the Hardys and left them stranded when they were supposed to travel to a show. After that, the Hardys told WWE to call them directly if they ever wanted to use either Jeff or Matt. Not only did WWE do that, but they eventually offered the brothers full-time contracts, and the Hardys didn't have to give the Stallion a single penny.
Bet he
Ric Flair
mad.
once had
Man,
to pay
he pissed about that
$5,000
shit.
because he refused to take a picture. At the Unforgiven pay-per-view in 2005, Flair fought Carlito for the Intercontinental Championship. The Nature Boy won, and after the match, WWE wanted to get a picture of Rick with the belt. However, Flair refused because he would have to take off his shirt, which he didn't want to out of pride. WWE ended up fining the champion $5,000 for not taking the picture. This wrestler tried to destroy The Undertaker's career. Early in his WWE career, Undertaker had a huge match against the WWE champion, Hulk Hogan. During the fight, Ric Flair interfered and helped the dead man hit Hogan with a tombstone piledriver onto a chair. Immediately after the move, Hulk Hogan broke character and whispered to Undertaker that he was hurt for real. Once Hogan got backstage, the Hulkster allegedly asked to speak to his wife and kids due to how much pain he was in. Undertaker felt awful for not only hurting a fellow wrestler, but also for potentially ending the career of WWE's most popular wrestler.
Didn't know
Taker
that.
could have even been fired for such a big mistake. However, Shane McMahon informed The Undertaker that Hulk Hogan's head never hit the chair or mat. When the dead man confronted Hogan about the incident, the Hulkster still stuck to his story, now saying that his neck was jammed because of how tightly The Undertaker's knees were around his head. Despite that, Hulk Hogan continued to wrestle for over a decade, and The Undertaker went on to become one of the greatest of all time.
Hey, I didn't know that. I didn't know some of that. That's good. Was Hulk Hogan trying to get rid of Undertaker because he felt he was a threat or something? What the hell? You got going on, Hulk Hogan? I think I asked. I think one. What the fuck? My haircut. Like what the fuck? My fucking I said in one of the videos, was Hulk Hogan a good like promo like person? Because I never really seen him cut promo. If he did, they was fucking weird. So I don't know. This video was good, actually a good video. I like this video. The Miz, W Miz for doing that. Like, why would you pay for everybody but the writers? Fucking crazy. Great Khali and Big Show. I just know that was crazy. Like, that was crazy. Them two fighting. Like, them duking it out is crazy. Mark Henry. I always liked Mark Henry. So, hey, the Hall of Pain was good. The Hall of Fame speech was good. That shit was good, man. But anyway, like the video, like, comment, subscribe, share. Peace.